Hi, this is Ted the Win from Shuyo.com. To see the translations in Myanmar, click on CC to turn on the caption. In the previous video, we learned how to create table using table tag. In this video, I am going to teach you how to style table with CSS. Let's open the table HTML file that we created in previous video. Here is the preview of the table we created. You can see that the table is displaying with default browser styling. Let's add style sheet to the HTML. Let's create a new file, name it style.css. Let's link the CSS file to HTML. Open Anchor, link href equal style.css, rel equal style sheet. Let's add CSS. The first thing we want to do is add grid line that will clearly show separation between cells. Let's just use text selector for now. We will add class attribute in HTML when we need it. We have to add a styling on both TD and TH. So let's add TH and TD selector. TH, TD, open curly bracket, close curly bracket. Let's add property inside the two curly brackets. Border, 1 pixel, solid, hash, CCC, semicolon. Let's also add padding to see a little spacing between the border and content. Padding, 5 pixel, 10 pixel, semicolon. So top and bottom have 5 pixel and left and right have 10 pixel. You can see that there are gaps between the cells. How do we close those gaps? There is table CSS property named border collapse to remove those gaps. The property has two values, separate and collapse. Default is separate. That's why you are seeing the gaps between the cells. We need to change it to collapse to remove the gaps. So let's add table selector. Table, open curly bracket, close curly bracket. Inside the curly brackets, border dash collapse, collapse, semicolon. Also add a margin bottom to create some spacing between the two tables. Margin dash bottom, 20 pixel, semicolon. The table is not stretching 100% of the width of the viewport. So let's add width 100%. Now let's add background color to the header row. To select the header, let's use TH. TH, open and close curly bracket. Inside the curly brackets, background dash color, hash 333, semicolon. We also need to set the text colors. Let's set text color to white. Color, hash FFF, semicolon. For the content row, we would like to color every other row. So how do we select every other row? You can give the same class to every other row, but there is an easier way to select every other row in CSS. CSS has another type of selectors called Pseudo Selector. What are the Pseudo Selectors? Pseudo Selectors are special state of an element. Pseudo Selector always start with semicolon. They can be used in combination with element selector or without element selector. If you use it without element selector, it means the styling applies to all elements in the special state. There are many pseudo selectors. Let me tell you about the frequently used ones. Link, select all unvisited links. Hover, select all element in hover state. Active, select element in active state. Visited, select all visited links. We use these pseudo selectors when we style links. We have links in our table. So let's style them using these pseudo selectors. For all the links, we don't want to display the underlined. So let's use link pseudo selector to select all the unvisited links and select text decoration to none. Link, open curly bracket, close curly bracket. Inside the curly brackets, text dash decoration, none, semicolon. Let's go back to pseudo selectors. These next set of pseudo selectors are the one we will be using in the table. First dash child, select every element that is the first child of its parent element. colon last dash child, select every element that is the last child of its parent element. Colon end dash child, open bracket and close bracket. Select every element that is the end child of its parent element. Colon end dash last dash child, open bracket and close bracket. Select every element that is the end child of its parent element, counting from the last child. Colon only dash child, select every element that is the only child of its parent element. We want to color every other row for content rows. So we will select the row tr, colon, end dash child, open and close bracket. Here we need a mathematical formula. You can use the variable end goes from 1 to infinity in sequential order. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. The row number needs to be incremented by 2 so that it goes from 2, 4, 6, 8. So let's go with 2n. So it's end dash child, open bracket, 2n, close bracket. Well, let's put background color in, background dash color colon hash EE semicolon. It is also counting the header row, so the color is displaying on the first content row. So let's add 1 to the formula to move one row down. So the new formula is end dash child, open bracket, 2n plus 1, close bracket. I will leave the coloring of the first column for your exercise. Let's set the column width. I want the first column to have the width of 50%, second to be 20%, and the remaining columns to occupy 30%. So let's select the first column. TD colon first dash child, open and close curly bracket. So between the curly brackets, width colon 50%. Let's select the second column, TD colon and child of 2, width colon 20%. And let's select the last column, TD colon last child, width colon 30%. It is a bit tricky to set the width of March cell. We only want to set the width for the third and fourth columns in the second row of second table. There are 2 tables on the page. How can you select the second table? We will show multiple methods of selecting the second table and styling in the next tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click the like button, subscribe to Sudo channel, and click on bell icon to get notifications whenever the channel is updated. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing the Sudo channel.